All right, hello everybody. Good morning and welcome. And you'll notice a very hairy version of Zombie Grub next to me. This is, for those who don't know, Frank. He's one of the folks who runs the Dutch StarCraft League, which we'll be casting today. So he asked to say a few words before hopping into the games today, and I said no problem. So take it away, Frank.
Well, Graham, thank you very much. First of all, of course, for once again casting our online group stage. Um, I'm just going to tell the viewers a little bit about the Dutch StarCraft League. As always, our biggest tournament, DSCL Open, is an international tournament, which we're hosting on Dutch soil, which is what makes it the Dutch StarCraft League. And what you're seeing right now is the online group stage. There's 16 players have qualified for that. Today you'll see Reynor, a young Italian prodigy Zerg player, as well as two Germans, Fear and Insane, and our very own Dutch Riquiz, who stepped in last minute as a replacement for Rain Man, who couldn't make it because his colleagues were sick. But DSCL Open, two of these players tonight will advance or qualify for the offline finals event on December 3rd. So the top 8 players do get invited to an offline event in the Netherlands. We do have a great theater reserved for that. So it's going to be amazing. I think what we want to do is get into the games as soon as possible. So I'll just leave you with this little bit of information, which is that we're giving away a StarCraft Legacy of the Void t-shirt on Twitter at DSC League. And especially for the viewers here, you can also win. I've got some stuff here. These are StarCraft's t-shirts, StarCraft's themed t-shirts. We're giving away one of those today together with a DSCL badge to whoever, or actually to one of the people who correctly answers the following question, which is, how many nationalities are represented in this year's DSCL Open? So how many nationalities do we have among this year's 16 players who qualified? Among those who tweet the correct answer at DSC League, we'll draw a winner of the StarCraft's t-shirt and DSCL badge, and we'll announce the winner at the end of this broadcast. And cool. Graham, I guess this is it.
Well, I guess, are you going to be hanging around in chat? Is there anyone for the cast today, or?
For the cast, sorry?
Are you going to just be hanging out in chat today, or are you going to be doing other work, or what's your plan?
I'm going to be hanging out in chat. I'm going to be hanging out with the admins trying to create lobbies. I'll be everywhere except talking with you right now.
Okay, so if people want to talk to you in chat, what's your name on Twitch so people know what to look for?
It's DSC League.
There you go. So if you guys got questions about said giveaway, or you want to know about the matches or upcoming matches, because we'll be casting 2 of these groups. Wardy will be casting 2 of these groups. So if you got any questions for Frank, he should be there for all those broadcasts, and whatever, you can point your questions his way. It's his league. He'll have the answers. But cool. Okay, Frank, I gotta go get a hold of Zombie Grub, man. So I'll see you later. We're already in lobby for the first game, guys, and it's going to be Reynor versus Riquiz, or however you pronounce it.
Riquiz.
Riquiz. I'm gonna say that so wrong through the broadcast today. Looking forward to it. I guess last question. These are best of 3s or best of 5s, or what do we do with the actual?
They're all best of 3s tonight. 5 of you. 5 of them for you. Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, man. I'm gonna kick you out of here, and I'll see you in a bit.
See ya.
All right, and then call the grub. Call the grub. This is my morning face. Oh, hey, what's up, Zombie Grub? I didn't expect you to pick up so quick. Hi.
Hello.
How you doing?
Not super great. My car died this morning.
Oh, no. Shit. That sucks.
I mean, hopefully it's just a dead battery, but, yeah.
That's not gonna be fun to fix if it's gonna be anything more than that. I've had this one car in my driveway. It's had its struts broken for about 5 years, and it's just a pain in the butt to get those fixed. And it's not something anyone's gonna buy off of us either. Anyways, as you guys heard from Frank, there is gonna be a giveaway. So if you get questions about said giveaway, you can ask him. We have our own G2A giveaway going on as well. If you type ! Giveaway in chat, you can get entered up over there for some gift cards. Thank you to all the people who resubbed for the broadcast. I'm Jax. Hi, Snow Python, 19 and 21 months respectively. That's awesome. But ready when players are. I've just been given a crash course in pronunciation of the non-Reynor player here. I'd like to hear you take a shot at it first.
Riquiz?
So it's actually a lot simpler. It's simply apparently just Riquiz, which I am down for. That's an easy to say thing. It's not intuitive reading his name, but it's easy to say.
That's true.
But thank you to Smash as well. He just hit us up. He topped everybody there with a 27-month resub. Awesome stuff, man. But you guys heard those beeps counting down, so we're gonna hop into the game. You're in the lobby, right?
I am in the lobby, yes.
Okay, because that sound you made was one of those like, I don't think I'm in the game sort of sounds. I was like, no.
My bad.
Not like this. But yeah, so I hope you guys are ready for some StarCraft. We actually got a lot more coming up. Talk in that. Oh my God, they fixed it! Do you see what I see?
Oh, the game part is fixed.
They brought back, although I will miss the alts, ampersand, semicolon. Oops. Shit, I apparently referee. That's a mistake. Okay, getting into game number 1. Shit. In the bottom right side of the map, playing for True Esports, it's going to be the blue, ever-young Zerg Reynor.
In the top left, as the yellow Zerg, he is Riquiz.
And of course, you guys are watching the Dutch StarCraft League. And this is Group Stage A. Not to be confused with my Canadian A, but that's a bad joke. I was just going to say really quickly, though, for those who don't know what we're freaking out just a second ago, brand new patch hitting StarCraft 2. Great, it's patch 3.7. Hurrah! We've got things like separate MMR for each race. We've got things like voice packs. There's new skins. I'm curious if we'll see any new skins today, by the way. There's a particularly cool one for roaches that I'm hoping to see maybe in this match.
Yes.
But question the grub. Did you buy any of the voice packs?
I bought a few things, and then I forgot that I don't even ladder on my account.
Yeah, so I was almost tempted to buy all the voice packs. Then I realized that's going to be like $30+, and I don't actually play that much, and it doesn't work in co-op. It's just like a feels bad man moment. But I did buy Swan at the end of the day because I played some 2v2s with some of the other streamers last night.
I ended up buying 3 announcer packs, but 2 on the main account, and then 1 of the exact same ones on my playing account.
That's how they get you. That's how they get you.
Right? That is how they get you. So I thought that Kerrigan sounded cool, just like having Trisha Helfer in my ear sounded amazing, and Alarak sounded cool too. I was actually pleasantly surprised that Artanis wasn't what I expected him to be. He actually gets like mad at the Zerg players, which is what I wanted from the voice packs, to be honest. But Villa I didn't really care. Like Abathur I didn't really care for. But I also bought 1 or 2 skins and Nova, which I played.
Yeah, I also bought Nova for the mission packs, and I guess not super thrilled with her playstyle, the super expensive units and all that. Also, not realizing that those drones cost minerals and wondering why I had no money.
Yeah, so I didn't realize that at first either, but at least there's only 100 minerals, so it wasn't like devastating.
Yeah.
But then when I realized that it was 1,000 minerals to do the carpet bomb thing, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, I was like, oh my.
But it is actually, that's really fun. I have trouble. I don't like that she's only 1 production facility, actually, because I really feel like you can't actually play bio. Like, you have to include mech and air units, or you just won't have an army.
Right? I mean, it's kind of cool that all the units get, like, special abilities, but I don't know. I'll see if I like her as she levels up. Level 2 Nova is not my cup of tea. Thank you to Magic Monkey for the 3-month resub, and while we've been chitting and chatting about the new cool stuff in StarCraft, we have had a couple of things develop. You guys saw Reynor go across the map, and Riquiz quickly and easily deflected him, so nothing really went down action-wise, but Riquiz then very quickly throws down a wall, gets the Roach Warren up. He's prepared to deal with an actual Ling attack as he moves on to Roaches himself. Actually, the layer finish up as we speak too, and I'm not seeing a lot of gas, so I guess this isn't going to be for those quick mutas that we're so used to seeing.
Yeah, Frozen Temple really can be either one. If they wall off at the fronts, it usually is roaches, but sometimes it can be a trick. Thank you to If Only Hydras had more range for the 3-month resub, and Sliverwind for the 4-month resub.
I had something clever for that. You ruined it with an excellent shout-out, so way to go, and also, damn it.
Thanks to Zafta43 for the new sub. Woohoo!
You're killing me here, Zafta. Smalls. You used to be so bad at this. I could fit puns in, and now I can't do that anymore. So,
okay, well, first of all, these Lings actually broke through, which wasn't supposed to happen.
Massive surround.
Riquiz. I mean, he's gonna lose a lot of roaches as well. He's gonna clean it up eventually.
Right, there's no weapon upgrades on these. There's no armor upgrades on these. Truthfully, the drones probably should be stacked right now. And if you drone drill a little bit, I think the rest of the Lings aren't so bad. But Riquiz, kind of a little bit complacent with his response. Yeah, he's losing out to a very small amount of Lings that he frankly should not be losing out to.
I didn't get to see if he had the larva but wasn't making roaches, or if he was waiting for the larva to pop, but either way, his roaches weren't coming out, right? They all were produced at one moment, so for actually like 30 seconds, the Lings could kill 7 drones. Like 2 drones would have been expected because, you know, they did kill all the army, but
plus
you
the
think
queen.
that the army would have come out. So that is actually really bad. He also got supply blocked because he was too busy figuring what to do.
And he's just putting down a lot of roaches for his supply of units too.
Yeah.
Now,
things aren't looking so great as Reynor has his return roaches.
Well, that's the thing, though, right? Like, this is a counterattack him out of Riquiz pretty quickly. He's going to initially have roaches, which is good. He's also got speed, so he can pick and choose, and +1 weapons. The engagements, I mean, Reynor did a lot of damage. He might take some, however, as well.
The fact that he already had his own roaches is, like, already a pretty good sign. But they are not in position, and they're all trickling out now from a natural here. He has 8 more on the way, and that would be enough.
He's going to put the drones into this, and I think that's a necessary move at this point. I mean, Reynor was like just barely caught off guard by this. The +1 weapons upgrade's actually helping out a ton when it wins in these micro roach war engagements. We do have a transfuse land on that roach on the end of it. The queen gets into those drones. You know, that kill count's racking up to 9, but Reynor's still up like 10 workers. So again, it comes down to like just holding on to this. It's not even about getting a crazy counterattack. Just by living through this, he's going to be ahead.
Yes, absolutely. But it got a little bit scary, you know, and if only
really
Riquiz hadn't been supply blocked, you know, full overlord, he might have been able to snowball this with all the roaches coming out from the natural and the third and just trickling in. He's pretty close to it, but not anymore, unfortunately. And Reynor, building lings and roaches, could probably just continue the aggression on his side of the map after this, or he could go back on the droning.
Well, a few more roaches going to pop off, but yeah, there you have it. I really thought the +1 would be a lot more devastating. And as you said, this did get scary. I mean, that was almost game losing. If he didn't pull those drones, he would never have had the roaches alive to do the damage. A couple of these low-health roaches in the back do need to be sniped off before they turn into the Ravagers. He recognizes that. A little bit late to the party, however. So Ravagers are somewhat squishy, so it's not hard to take them down afterwards, but Riquiz, just with this trickle of roaches across the map, he refuses to let Reynor have a moment to breathe, but I mean, at some point, like, let's say this continues for 10 minutes the exact same way here at the top of the ramp. Couple of roaches for a couple of roaches. Reynor's still going to eventually win this out because of his income advantage.
Okay, Riquiz is just going to tap out. I mean, he didn't have a third base. He didn't have the 9 drones necessary to keep up with Reynor. Makes sense. That lasted a long time.
That really did. Good holdout of Reynor, though, for certain. And, of course, an excellently strange attack that did more damage than it should have. Now, as Frank had said at the beginning of the broadcast, guys, these are all best-of-3 matches, and it's just going to be a regular WCS-style group, so there's nothing too crazy about this, and you'll be able to see more of these players as the day goes on. Wonder Class in chat says, this is ZG Rifkin's carer. No, she won't date me, guys, so it's okay. Don't worry about it. Shout out to the H3 reference. We have a lot of stuff to go over for today, by the way, regarding what's happening tomorrow with Take TV and their event. I will be, unfortunately, tasked with solo casting it, and it is going to be like a 12-hour broadcast, but there's a lot of freaking games going on tomorrow and the following day. You will note, however, that, and this is what I want to talk about at the beginning, but we kind of had things hop into the action. We have a Reynor versus Random qualifier on the second day, and I'm not sure what we're going to do with that yet. My thoughts are, truthfully, we might just let it play out on its own, even if we can't cast it initially, and then catch the tail end of it type thing. Because Take TV's thing is scheduled to run right through that.
Okay, well, yeah, that is a bit of a bummer then.
We can't move it at all, which kind of sucks. But if we lose a little bit of casting on it, I'm basically going to check with CK Walsh. If he doesn't mind, we'll let it play out on its own, and maybe we'll catch some replays on a Saturday evening or something. But the finals for the Random versus Random tournament, $1,000, all this, all set for Sunday, so we don't have wiggle room, unfortunately. And I didn't want to turn our good friends Take TV down either, offering us an awesome opportunity to cast, no less.
Yeah, it's a tough decision, because, of course, what they're putting on is really, really cool. I mean, it's like a mini home story cup, so you don't want to cast that. I actually will probably be able to cast with you tomorrow morning for like 3 hours.
I mean, if you're willing to get up that early, that's on you, man. I don't want you falling asleep at what you got to go do afterwards.
Yeah, that'd be awkward. But no, it should be fine. So, I mean, at least 3 hours. It's actually like a pretty decent cast, but since it's going to be like a marathon cast, I figure some is better than others.
Oh, please, God. Please, God, don't give me referee. I'm too likely to pause or do something by mistake.
So, I don't remember what I was going to talk about because before those Ling did extra damage, but I know that Chad's been talking about it. Jack attacked me to tweet about it. I just checked Reddit to see exactly how many people were actually complaining. Apparently, like, there's actually a lot of complaints about this patch, which
Really?
I find crazy. Yeah, exactly. Like,
Specifically
I did
what?
not expect that. So people, for instance, like, I don't want to call this guy out though because I don't think he really meant to be a Debbie Downer, but you know, in Chad, he was like, I don't really see why it has to cost money, the announcer packs. Like, why isn't it just a feature? And then for the different races having different MMR, that has a legitimate issue where there's a definite MMR inflation happening right now, and people are really unhappy because, you know, they had two choices. They either could have put everyone a blank slate, so you're facing flipping grandmasters and pro gamers in your bronze level games.
No, thank you.
Or they keep the MMR as what your main MMR was for your other races. So, of course, because you're worse with your off races, 9 times out of the time, there's a lot of weird MMR happening between everyone now. There's like 3 times the amount of people to consider, right? Instead of just the one person on the one race.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it makes sense.
It makes sense that everyone's a little disgruntled now, but like, you realize that it's gonna work out eventually. Like, everyone has been asking for this forever, and
So-
Jack Attack really put it perfectly. It's like, ask for something, get mad at Blizzard for doing it because you didn't understand when they said it's gonna be more complicated than you think.
No, I think for me, it's a lot more basic than that. It is just simply people don't like change. Like, there's some people who are ecstatic about the cast or the changes, right? I am, for example. I love all these changes that they've made. And okay, I can understand the argument of like, okay, I'm a casual player. I may be in college. I can't afford to spend $30 on announcer packs, but I just want to stress to you guys, this isn't the full deal. I can't tell you everything because we're under a non-disclosure agreement, but I can tell you there's more coming. It's going to make things make a lot more sense. It's unfortunate Blizzard kind of just left out the really, really important follow-up, but I do believe they're saving it specifically for the announcement at BlizzCon. So I will say right now, if anyone's really worried about the costs or just like 90% of the concerns people might have about this patch, like this isn't some like you're gonna shit your pants Lycan moment. There's actually more coming and some very important things coming too. So hold your phones before you get upset. Wait 1 month because at BlizzCon, they not even 1 month. It's like less than 3 weeks.
2 weeks.
2
man.
weeks.
2.5 weeks.
They have some really important
Crazy.
announcements and huge announcements they're gonna make, and trust me, it's gonna make your lives wonderful with all the changes that have happened. Anyways, can't talk too much more because I'm gonna get myself in trouble. Spawning in the top right side here in the Dutch StarCraft League Group A. Initial matches, we got the blue Zerg Reynor, currently up 1-0.
In the bottom left, as the yellow Zerg, he is Riquiz.
All right, and I kind of expected Riquiz, by the way, taking the loss in that first game, but seeing his aggression sort of pay off. Maybe move towards an early pool and go super cheesy, but no, it's the exact opposite. 3 hatcheries, no gas, spawning pool. Dang, this guy is really he's rolling the dice with this, is what he is.
Yeah, I would say that is a little bit dangerous. Like, well, okay, 3 hatch is always dangerous. There's no getting around that, right? There's always a chance that they'll go for an early pool because that's still fairly common in ZvZ. But I do feel like there's a couple of like mental scenarios that you can kind of reassure yourself that they probably won't early pool you. But I mean, I guess you have to kind of do mental gymnastics if you really are going to do that, and just trying to be bold and take the chance might work out as well. And in fact, it is working out. The Galactic Process is not a bad map to have 3 hatches up and ready to go immediately, because you do only have to worry about 1 entrance. So he's going to get away with it. It's just a question of, does Reynor scout this? And when he does, how does he respond to it? By the time he scouts it, I feel like it'll be too late to really punish it. But then on the other hand, it might be too late to match it rather. But he's already sending a drone out, so that should be okay.
Thank you, Kruntajaman, for the 9-month resub. Stream baby here. Yes, but is it a boy or a girl? Or dare you even assign it a gender?
So I missed out on a lot of movies from the early 90s because, you know, I was born in the early 90s.
Whoa,
So
what? How
makes
old are
sense.
you? Like 5?
Yeah, like 5, exactly. But I was like flipping through the channels before the cast, and I saw something called Junior and had a picture of Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I was like, "What's this about?"
God, Junior.
So I like remember that this was a movie, but I've never actually seen it before, so I started watching it.
Well, this
So bad.
This goes back to what I was saying before, back in the days of like twins and stuff, with like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh God, yeah.
Junior, was that the one? I mean, was that the one he had a baby or whatever? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, he was the first pregnant man
Oh
to
my
like
God.
science experiment.
That reminds me of this like Monty Python skit where they want to fight for the right to have babies, even though they're okay. Anyways, talk about that another time. We do have actually these lings, magical lings out of Reynor coming in once again. Queen gets picked off. Decent wall set up out of Riquiz. Problem is, though, he doesn't really have a lot to help because he just spent so much money on those hatcheries and roach warrens and evolution chambers. And again, with no gas, he has no speed, so even catching these lings is proven to be a bit of an issue. Systematically picking off 6 drones is pretty nice. I love the Evo chamber block, but it's kind of like, man...
For one ling.
Well, one ling now, but he didn't know that there wasn't necessarily more coming. I mean, I know the Overlords had some scouting, but maybe more were on the way. His precautions to not lose. Actually, we make light of one ling, but let's not forget 4 and 5 have killed like 7 drones in both these games. It's something you should cancel and not let finish. Oh no! That's like a Jerry Seinfeld. Oh no! Oh no! What's the deal with that?
This really has been just Riquiz getting a little too greedy, you know. It's not that he went for the 3 hatch necessarily. That wasn't the greed that killed 7 drones. It was that he didn't bother making lings to control the map. I actually thought for a second that he had skipped speed because I'm like, where are his speedlings that are like making sure he doesn't die to something silly? And he didn't have any. He had like 4. So, like, I really think a fix for that problem right there we just saw would have been making 10 lings instead of 4. And that probably would have led to no drones being killed.
There's
or
also
building a blue shipper a little bit earlier.
I don't want to say this in like a derogatory way, because maybe it's on purpose. It says we don't see any drone stacking. There's no drone drilling. Riquiz's drone control is just kind of non-existent when it comes to these fights. He just lets them keep mining, and I mean, in most situations, yeah, you want to keep mining. You need that money. Build better units like roaches, but in small engagements like that, pull those drones, man.
Yeah.
Now we do have some different developments this game. This will not look like game 1 at all. We're gonna have Muta versus Muta potentially on deck here. Problem is, Riquiz, he should have had a lot more money coming into this. Even if his Spires later, if he had an extra 500 minerals, 500 gas from this really greedy opening, then he's gonna have more Mutas ultimately and would win these wars. But he's not funny enough. And in fact, it's gonna be Reynor coming in with like 7 to start with, and Riquiz barely has enough gas for 6.
Yeah, at least he does have the gas for it, but he's actually having to spend his minerals on spore crawlers initially, which is taking away from what can be exactly 8 mutas. It's gonna be 5 now. He's putting 5 spore crawlers. Wow.
And he's going to replace some of these overlords because that supply block's going to mean he's going to build 1 or 2 mutas. Feels bad, man.
Oof. Riquiz. I guess you talked about this with Frank, but that Riquiz was a replacement.
Yeah. Well, however, the Dutch seem to have good replacement man abilities. Thermal being a great example.
Yeah. I don't mean like to be like, well, this makes sense. You don't even deserve to be here or anything. That's not exactly what I meant, but it's certainly why we don't know a lot about him. Maybe he has never really been streamed before either, so there might be some nerfs coming in here as well. But basically, there's a lot of silly mistakes going on, right? Like letting 7 drones die to a handful of lings early on. I don't think Riquiz, this is his first ZvZ ever. But there are certainly mistakes that I'm gonna guess he won't make. Like even maybe in the next series that he plays, he might be a little bit on top of things. So he gets, I guess, used to it and warmed up and whatnot. But Reynor's really taking control over him.
No, I agree with you. Like there could just be some first game jitters really happening here. It might also just simply be like, he is the fill-in. Does he play a lot of tournaments? We don't know. We don't see that name too often. So either way, just trying to support the Dutch StarCraft League by showing up, which is already really cool to see. But these mutas are getting a little bit crazy. It's 18 to 12, excuse me, now 20 to 12. And while there might be armor upgrades coming up for Riquiz, which is technically better in every situation for Muta Wars, the fact is it took a long time to get in and go over the ground. Now these lings, I'm not sure what happened down here, a little bit of derping and a little bit of scrapping. Reynor doesn't get any drone kills for this the way he was hoping to.
Yeah.
Link killed like
I
1.
couldn't tell if he was trying to focus on the army or the spore crawler or just was letting them do whatever, but we take out another spore crawler. As you said, the Carapace's about to finish, and that would put Riquiz in a better upgrade lead, but you need me to have an upgrade, dude.
Yeah, and this is where we just see that snowball effect really kick in. GG's! Good call to Reynor. Kicks the day off with a very smooth 2-0 in the group.
Yep. Thank you to Finalius for the 27-month resub.
Nice. Also, a reminder about that giveaway, guys. I'm going to read it out audibly here, but if you see DSC League in chat, make sure to ask them questions if you have any. Contest question. How many nationalities are represented in this year's Dutch StarCraft League Open? Among the people who tweet the correct answer to at DSCL or DSC League, a StarCraft t-shirt, a DSCL badge, and they'll be raffled off before the end of the broadcast. Frank will actually come join us back at the end of the broadcast to announce the winners. And I guess... yeah, cool. Giveaways are always neat.
Yeah.
The next matchup I think is... actually, I don't have the page open. One sec. No, I got this.
Okay.
Fear versus Insane. I'm actually really keen on this match, to be honest. We're going to hop to a small commercial break before hopping into the games, though, so 2 minutes, and we'll see you guys soon.